Today we're going to talk about feather strokes or feather marks. This way of making a mark helps you make feathers. So with a pencil, we're going to use a scratch paper to not just make regular line like we see at the top, but make feather lines. It's kind of like striking a match or scratching something lightly. You might start by pressing hard and then press lighter as you move your pencil. Try making feathery lines that bend to the left or bend to the right. Make them start up or start down. You can even draw kind of a stem and try making feather lines that go off to the left and the right, because we'll be doing that later. Feathering looks like grass or hairs or feathers. If you like making feather strokes, it will definitely help you in your drawings and your art. So after you tried pencil, I want you to try another tool. Here I'm trying a dark colored oil pastel. It shows up even better. I can see where I'm pressing hard, how I'm kind of quickly building little clumps of grass or hair. I would like you to have fun making feather strokes with your tools. Here I am practicing some feather strokes in clumps off of a feather. So now we will use our feather stroke practice to try and draw a peacock feather. If we can draw the shapes inside the eye of the peacock feather, then your body now knows how to make feathery strokes for the other parts. So let's draw together, or you can just observe your peacock feather and draw what you see. This is an example of what it will look like when it's all finished. We're going to draw U shapes and ovals. So grab a blue. We'll start in the middle. Grab a blue and make a small upside down U. A blue U. Any place on your paper where you want to draw your peacock eye. There it is. Now I'm going to draw that little zigzag, the up and down that I see making the shape inside my peacock feather. I'm going to color that little blue shape in. And when I look really close at my peacock feather, I can see that the blue is so dark in some places that it looks almost black. So I'm going to add some black to the top of that shape and kind of blend it into the blue. So we have a little blue kind of Pac-Man with a black top. I'm going to blend it by adding more layers of black and blue. You can make it look the way you want it to look. Around the blue, I see an oval of green or turquoise. So here I am making an oval with a turquoise color, and I'm going to color that in. If your feather has more green, you can use more light green. And I'm deciding right here that I might want to add another green color on top to kind of get the peacock look. Here's some green on top right there. So draw the oval around it and then color it in. The next step is the golden or brown oval around those two. I'm going to color that in. I made a small oval. Might be kind of pointy on the bottom, like an avocado or a seed. And you might add some shimmery yellow in there as well. And then outside of the brown, I see one last bright green line. So I'm going to use my brightest green colors that I have to make that line. All right, so now it's time to draw the rest of the feather. You can draw a stem. You can start all of your fun feathery lines that go around the outside. Look at your feather. See how the pieces move around. Fill your whole artwork with beautiful feathery lines. What colors are in your feathery lines? And here I am using a toothpick to try and make my inside have the feather texture. I'm making feathery strokes on the oil pastel to kind of scratch inside. Our last step will be to add some shimmery paint. I have some watercolor that has some shimmer to it, and so I'm going to use a lot of water in my brush and add it on top of my oil pastel. I'm going to use colors inspired by the peacock feather and just work to fill in the paper with lots of color and water. It can be difficult to pick up some glitter paint from a watercolor palette, so I swirl my brush over and over on those colors to pick up the pigment. I'm using some gold up there. And sometimes the glitter paint is kind of soupy and syrupy. Make sure that you still just use a watery version of the color. Don't put any of that syrup on your paper. All right, have fun.